All right, what's up, guys? Back with a overview of my event session. This is second week, 7 weeks out from my competition. So yeah, let's get into it. Started off with axle clean and press. This is going really well. Still increasing the weight, sort of peaking my strength for that, and then I'll probably increasing the reps because it is as many reps as you can get for the last bar. Here I'm doing 176 pounds, which is still a little bit off from the heaviest bar, about 45 pounds off. Everything's going well. I was struggling with the clean for a little bit, and it was really confusing me because this weight's pretty light. Honestly, if it hadn't been so long since I've consistently done axle clean and press, I probably would just clean it straight up like a normal clean instead of the continental belt clean that I'm doing. I thought that I probably need to practice the cleans, especially just to get into the habit and get that technique nailed down. And I was struggling with it, which I shouldn't have been for the weight. And then when I was putting the bar up, I realized that the bar is bent, the axle bar. No idea how that happens. I thought that those bars were solid enough that they couldn't couldn't bend, but somebody bent it. That sort of explains why I was struggling with the clean. It was rolling on me as I was getting it up halfway, hitting my knee and different things on the way up just because the bar was bent. The bar is going through a path that I'm not used to. Anyways, on the yoke, I think I'm doing 440 here. Still moving well. Practicing my stance being a little bit wider, starting off with choppy steps, then moving to fast choppy steps. From there, increasing the stride length. But I'm making sure instead of being more in an upright feet parallel position, to just have them closer to my squat stance, basically. This is going really well. It's still early in prep. This is where everything should be going well. As you know, the fatigue between sessions builds and the weight starts climbing, the sessions will probably stop being as successful for me, but I'm enjoying that everything's going pretty easily for me right now. I think I was doing like 90-second rests between this. Wasn't really taking a lot out of me and it's moving well, so I'm happy with that. But I'm still about 200 pounds off, 210 pounds off from the comp weights. So I still have a bit to go. Next, I did some stone to shoulder, Atlas stone to shoulder. These have been going well, increasing the volume. I was doing sets of 6 again this week. Same weight, around 176 pounds. The last couple of weeks have been rainy, muddy, where the weight was light, but still a little slippery. So it made it a little more difficult. But this session, I didn't have any of that. And it made a huge difference. These sets went really well. They went so well that with the last set, I decided I was going to try to just one motion the stone to shoulder for each rep. I was able to do it pretty well without any issues. Happy about that. I know I can use a tacky towel in competition. Next week, start using tacky towels just to get an idea. It's always good to not introduce something new during the competition so that you have some time to work with it in your training and figure out little tips and tricks that work for you. I don't think I'll need the tacky towel, but when the competition comes around, I'll want to be using it. So I'm going to start using that now, so I have a chance to just get adjusted to it and know whether I want to use it and the best way to use it. Wrapping up this session with some Denny stone holds, which have been the worst exercise I think I've ever done, worst event I've ever done. My thumbs are just kind of constantly sore, at least the tops of them. I think I'm finally adjusting to the comfort, not the comfort. I think I'm finally adjusting to the discomfort of hook grip for the Denny stone holds. Make sure I get enough chalk and I just squeeze my thumbs. This week was actually the first week that I was able to fail from my grip just not being there instead of failing from my thumbs hurting. I'm happy with that for the most part. I was shooting for around 20 seconds per set, which it's not enough, but that's going to be building. Same weight I've done as the previous weeks. But like I said, the first 2 sets I was aiming for around 20 seconds. I came a second or two short on both of those. And then the third set, I was well short of 20 seconds. Like I think it was low teens, but it was actually from my grip just failing. And I guess that's what I'm looking for, making sure that I'm doing it the way I need to, getting past like the thumb pain as being the reason I am failing. Next week, I think I'm going higher in weights. So that'll be interesting. Right now, my left hand is the one carrying the lighter weight. I haven't had any issues with like the thumb pain. Really, the thumb pain has only been in my front hand, which has the heavier weight. Something else though that I noticed. So I mentioned this last week. The weight's not terribly heavy. It's 80 kilos and 120 kilos. The pick height is really high. Like I'm only getting it, like, as you can see in the video, an inch or so off the ground. And it's only, what is 200 kilos, 440 pounds, around that. So it's not difficult weight. So because it's not difficult weight, I'm just like doing a quick warm up and then jumping into my working sets. This week though, I tried doing more warm up sets with the same weight. So I didn't do a more progressive warm up, but I did do multiple short warm up holds with the thought behind it being to get my thumbs sort of warmed up to dealing with getting smashed and dealing with that pain. So I just did 5-second, like back to back, sort of 5-second holds. Like I did 55 kilos on the light hand and 95 kilos on the heavy for my warm up sets. And I just grab them, pick it up, hold 5 seconds, set it down, pick it up, hold it 5 seconds, set it down, pick it up, hold it 5 seconds, set it down. That's what I did for like a warm up, and just to have my thumb be under that just initial pressure of going from nothing to being smashed and then holding it and having about 15 seconds of that to just sort of warm up my thumb for doing the hook grip. And I don't know if that helped, but this was my best week so far. So I think I'm going to continue doing that sort of warm up. That is my event session. Make sure to subscribe if you want to follow along for my comp prep. I'm sure here in a couple of weeks, things will start getting real interesting with the weights going up. The sessions being a lot more difficult, but we'll see. Anyways, make sure to subscribe and I'll see you next time.